It's April 28th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a plane torn apart mid-flight, a crew cast into the open ocean, and a secret disaster buried before D-Day. Let's begin. On April 28th, 1988, a routine flight over the Pacific turned into something no one on board would forget. Aloha Airlines Flight 243 had been in the air for barely 20 minutes, cruising at 24,000 feet above the Hawaiian Islands when the unthinkable happened. A violent crack tore through the aircraft, and in an instant, a massive section of the roof simply vanished. Passengers suddenly found themselves staring straight into the open sky. The explosive decompression was brutal. Oxygen masks dropped, the wind roared like a hurricane inside the cabin. Loose objects, debris, and even people were pulled towards the opening. In the chaos, flight attendant Carabella Lansing was swept out of the aircraft and disappeared into the clouds. The plane, now partially torn apart, began to descend. Inside the cockpit, Captain Robert Schorsteimer and First Officer Mimi Tompkins were fighting to keep control. Instruments flickered and communication was strained. The aircraft itself, using only a sextant and a pocket watch, charting the course across nearly 3,600 miles of open ocean. And somehow, impossibly, they survived. But the story didn't end there. The mutineers who remained behind would vanish into the Pacific, burning the Bounty to erase the tracks, hiding on one of the remote islands where echoes of betrayal would linger for generations. Because of that day, in the middle of nowhere, a ship didn't just change course, its two fates, both haunted by what came next. On April 28, 1944, along the quiet shores of southern England, thousands of American soldiers prepared for what they believed was only a rehearsal. They called it Exercise Tiger. Slapton Sands had been chosen because it looked eerily similar to the Utah beaches, the place where many of these men would soon face real war. But this night, it would become something far worse than practice. Days earlier, commanders had ordered the use of live ammunition to make the exercise feel real. And it did. Shells from the Allied ships had already struck their own troops by mistake. The training turned into tragedy, but the worst was still to come. After midnight, a convoy of slow-moving American landing ships drifted through the dark waters of Lime Bay. The men aboard were exhausted and unaware they were no longer alone. Out of the darkness came the German E-boats, fast, silent, and hunting. Within minutes, torpedoes tore into the convoy. One ship erupted into flames, and another slipped beneath the surface. Some died from cold, others drowned, where their lifeboats flipped them upside down, trapping them face first beneath the surface. By morning, nearly 750 men were gone, and then the silence deepened. The disaster was classified, survivors were ordered not to speak, and some were threatened with court-martial if they did. Even more chilling, 10 officers carrying top-secret invasion plans were missing, raising fears that D-Day itself had been compromised. For decades, the truth stayed buried, until years later, a single, sunken tank was discovered offshore, the rusted reminder of the night that was never supposed to be remembered. The rehearsal for war became hidden in catastrophe, and those who survived it were left with a secret that they were never meant to tell. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.